Our goal tonight is to provide you with the information you need so you feel prepared to walk in and know what's going on and can just enjoy taking your group of kids through the VBS to each station. When you go to each station, the station leaders will be leading the lessons and telling you what to do and giving you tips on, okay, now crew leaders, talk about this question with your group. So then you can talk about that. But other than that, you don't have any preparation as far as what to ask them or what you're going to be doing at each station. But we want to show you tonight what you can expect at each station. First of all, let's open in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you so much for the opportunity to have a VBS here at Providence. Thank you for each person here and each person watching the video. Thank you for their abilities and their willingness to serve you and be a part of this. I just pray that you bless our time this evening and be with all the kids, prepare their hearts as we get ready for VBS. In your name we pray. Amen. All right, let me introduce you to the planning team so you know kind of who's been involved so far. I'm Julie, I'm the director of VBS. Katrina is in the back. Hi, Katrina. Katrina Lee is my intern for the summer. She's a student at Cornerstone and a member here at Providence, and she's been helping a ton with all this VBS stuff, so thank you, Katrina. Joel Meyer, where are you? Joel is over here. He's in charge of our large group worship and drama, which is exciting. Emily Perton and Nikki Mustard, who couldn't be here tonight, they are our station leaders for our Bible expeditions. So that's the station where you get your lesson. Nicole Shook over here. She's our crafts, we call it imagination station at this. So you'll hear her come up and talk about what she has planned for you. Pam Vandevessi is in charge of snacks. And who am I missing? We have games, and Dave DeVries and Kurt Brink are in charge of games with Braden Stradley's help. And we also will have Camp Rangers, which is like our hall monitors. And Brad Keekenbelt is in charge of pulling the hall monitors together. So we have a lot of people who are involved in a lot of different levels. And we have all of you. So thank you. Let's see. Each night, one of the big things you want to know is that each night we'll be talking about one important truth, and they call it the Bible point. You'll hear the Bible point repeated throughout the night, and we know that repetition is important for kids learning, and it's sticking with them. So each night we'll have a Bible point. Day one is God has the power to provide. So every time you hear God has the power to provide, we go like this, so do this with me. And you go, hold on.
Hold on.
So anytime you see or hear anybody say, the station leaders are going to be saying it, you might say it, God has the power to provide. Hold on. And we want you to really get involved with the kids, to really get them to do it. If you're like, hold on, they're not going to think it's fun or exciting. But you'll see it in the video, and it's really cool when all the kids get into it. And every time you hear that, I'll read through. You don't have to say it every time right now. God has the power to provide. God has the power to comfort is day 2. Day 3 is God has the power to heal. Day 4, God has the power to forgive. And day 5, God has the power to love us forever. So that will be throughout the video, or the VBS. Now we're going to watch a video. All right, Katrina, you want to hit the lights back on? Thank you. All right, so to review, every time you're sitting with your crew, make sure you're in knee-to-knee circles. So if you have 5, 6 kids, make sure you're all sitting crisscross, knee-to-knee. That really helps engage them, because I know a lot of kids like to lay on the floor and flop around, and then they're so distracted. So I love that they put that in this curriculum. All right. Also, if you haven't already heard, we are trying a new thing this year with mixed age groups. This curriculum really encourages mixed age groups. So you will have a group that might have a 5th grader, a 3rd grader, a kindergartner, and a 1st grader. They have all this research, and they talk about, it's not competitive. The kids help each other. It's kind of more like a family. You get to know each other. The older kids help the younger ones. And the whole curriculum really focuses on not having kids in competition with one another so that they can learn and enjoy their time and be engaged without having to be showing off for their friends or in competition. So, the nightly schedule, you got a copy. Can I see? This is the rotation schedule. When you come on the first night, you'll be assigned a crew number and you'll follow the rotation. This is for you to have. We'll provide one of these each night. So on Monday, we'll provide you with your Monday rotation, so you don't have to carry this whole thing around. Something for you to notice, if crews 1 through 5 will travel together the whole week. So you're not totally by yourself. If you're a male leader and you're worried about taking kids to the bathroom, you'll be traveling in groups with with 5 crews. So you'll be sticking together for that. So when you get home, you can check it out, but each day has the theme, that Bible point, God has the power to provide, the Bible verse, and the story that we're going to be focusing for that night, and your rotation. You've also received a map that Katrina drew for us of the church and where each of those activities are located. So Bible Expedition 1, you'll see on the map where that's located in the activity center, so forth. So take a look at that. If you have questions, definitely let me know, but we tried to make it as straightforward as possible, and you'll get one of these each night you show up. So on Monday you show up, I hand you the Monday schedule. On the back are just some fun tips of talking to your kids. You got some downtime, some quiet time. There's some stuff to do with your crew. So you can look that over. Each night your rotation changes and there's more stuff to do with your crew if you're at a loss for words and you have a quiet crew. Any questions about the rotation schedule? We tried to make it as straightforward as possible. Once you know your crew number, you can obviously focus on that rotation. All right. Nope, no questions. All right. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go through a night at Everest, and we're going to play a video that shows you the base camp and the Bible expeditions, and then we're going to stop the video and talk to you more about the rest of the stations. So let's do our video.
I felt like I was in trouble. Joel. We're super excited. It kind of reminds me, looking at those 5 days when I worked at Camp Geneva, that was a big progression starting from the Monday with different lessons. And then on Thursday was always kind of like that consecration night, they called it, where basically kids were given the opportunity, children were given the opportunity to kind of turn their lives over to Christ. And it's one of the coolest things about this 5 days is that progression of, like, this is the story that we want our kids to hear, right? This is the just the great power, but then the forgiveness, and then the home forever in heaven is huge. So regardless of how cute the characters are or gimmicky, we still want to keep it really authentic to that Bible story, which is so cool. I'm in charge of the base camp, which is like the first thing that is going to happen when your crew gets together. It's going to have the typical feel from last year as far as singing, for sure. Lots of high energy worship kind of stuff. We're still going back and forth with what's going to be live and what's going to be CD. Some of the music's pretty, kind of techno-y and lots of motions and stuff. So that's going to be difficult to pull off as far as like live music goes. So I know probably about half of the songs will be with a CD track, and there'll be some dancers, not me, who are doing like the motions and stuff. But the cool thing about that too is that the quicker you can start listening to that CD that you guys got, the more comfortable you're going to be with the songs too. About half of them you already know. I guarantee you, if you look at the set of 10, in all honesty, we'll probably get 8 of those 10, just because last year we felt that repetition was way easier to teach the songs, and the kids know, like, I know this song. And so even out of those 10, we'll probably only stick with 8, and 4 or 5 of them are very familiar, like either we've done in worship or they're contemporary. They're not like just groups' own kind of thing. So listen to the CD as far as knowing lyrics and stuff. They'll be up there, especially for the ones with the PowerPoint and that kind of stuff. So that's super, super helpful, but that can be great training for you guys too. I know they said participate, and that's the hugest thing. Like, we can't pretend to like have every super answer. We can't be prepared for every situation, but to participate and have fun with it, that's what we're really, really supposed to do and called to do. So anyway, that's base camp. You'll do that right away. Probably 3 to 4 songs. There's a skit. Awesome. Steve Durr is going to help us out, hopefully, with that, right? He's hopefully going to be Trek Rambler or whatever his name is. That would be awesome. So we'll have that as well. The summit celebration is at kind of the closing. It's about the last 30 minutes or so. There too, it gives a good chance to review and say, these are the things that you just experienced. Rehash the Bible point, and all those good things too. God sightings is another really cool thing that I'm excited to see. We still want that feel of kind of like when we do Sunday school up here, still having a chance to hopefully gather around as a group and do prayer requests and say how they saw God. They kind of make a bigger deal of like presenting them, they're on this mountain or whatever. And so sometimes on these mountain peaks, right, there's these flags and stuff like that. We still want a good chance to communicate with our kids, ask for prayer requests, and then somehow in a cool, creative way, say how they saw God. That would happen again at the summit celebration. So that's super fun to think about too. Other than that, it's a work in progress for sure. This is year number 2, and we're trying to do it from a curriculum, but we still want to stay true and authentic to what Providence is as well too. So yeah, that's all I got. Ooh, a good one too for sitting in a circle. Have your kids practice eek. That's elbow to elbow and knee to knee. Eek. Anyway, kind of fun. And I love the idea too of having a mixed age group. I know it's going to be weird. It's going to be kind of a stretch, because if you feel like you're really called to teaching 2nd grade or really called to a little older kids or the little ones, it's fun. Like I saw it in Sunday school just this last Sunday. I had my family helping me, and I was a leader, but my 2nd grader was perfect for a kindergartner, was getting out the Bible story or whatever. So that aspect, that teaching aspect, I hope kids will live into that, and we can foster that too, and just say like, this is our team, this is our our group for the next couple hours. So that part is a little scary, but I think it's got a chance to really like hit a super home run. Ooh, we're gonna do this too. All right, so this is the yak bell. It's not too bad. This is pretty good amplification. They need like a way to get a mass group of children to, pay attention right away. So this is their gimmicky way of the yak bell. So when you hear that yak bell, and we'll go through the instructions too, but that's kind of like their stop, look and listen, like, what's coming next or whatever. So the yak bell. We actually won the yak bell at a training, so this is pretty awesome. Right? Anyway, yep.
Well, thank you, Joel.
You're welcome.
All right. So for the Bible expeditions, you saw a short example on the video of each Bible expedition. It's super interactive. It's going to be really cool. We're drinking from the river. We're putting spots on. It's going to be really fun. So Imagination Station, Nicole, come on up.
Okay, so this VBS is a little bit different than last year's in that we're following a curriculum, but we're trying to keep it creative at the same time. So we've tweaked it a little bit. We're using some of their stuff and some of our stuff. The first day is God has the power to provide. Now you guys are going to be coming into what's that room called? It's the the cafeteria. And I think what we'll do, I haven't thought about every single thing yet, I think we'll just have like a tablecloth or a blanket or something for you just to sit with your group. So you just pick a spot and you'll sit with your group. And then I'm gonna do just kind of an overview of what we're gonna do. Last year, I felt like that lacked maybe a little bit. And we were outside last year too, so it was a little harder. But I'm thinking that might help kind of smooth instructions. So I'll give an overview of what we're gonna do, and then you will then work with your kids individually, and there'll be people floating around to help. And nothing is hard. So the first day, God has the power to provide. I'm gonna try to tie in the theme too when I give the instructions. We're going to attempt making snow, and you're gonna get these little snow tubes. And so you'll have like a bucket of water, and you're gonna have these little snow seeds is what they're called. And then you're gonna mix them, and you'll have everything written at your station, so you'll know exactly, and kind of things to talk about too with your kids. And so then they can it's just kind of a hands-on, it's more of an experiment really. And so they're gonna watch the snow form in front of their eyes in the middle of summer. And this curriculum recommended sending them home with a little baggie of snow, and these were supposed to turn back into the snow seeds, but so far mine haven't turned back. So we're thinking maybe we're not gonna send these home because I don't know if parents would want, it's almost like the inside of, can I say this on the video?
You can say it on the video.
It's almost like the inside of like diapers. You know that jelly stuff? Yeah. So it's really cool, but I just don't know if parents are gonna want a baggie of like mush. So I'm thinking through, maybe there won't be a take home on Monday. It might just be, let's just do this cool experiment and talk about it. And then we're going to watch a little, you say these are 5 minutes long? Okay, just a little video of, they're like real life application to the theme. So the first day, day one, is when some Ukrainian brothers who needed a family and God provided in a big way. So it's just like some real life stories that I think the kids will think is kind of interesting. So since this isn't gonna take very long, we thought this at the end for 5 minutes might, if we don't have time, we'll see how it goes. But I'm thinking that this is not gonna take us 20 minutes to make the snow. So anyways, flexibility. Okay, so that's the first day. The second day is God has the power to comfort. And we're going to make a little, one of those no tie, and of course I couldn't find my example today, a little pillow. So the kids will pick out the fleece fabric that they want to, that they want. And I'm sure a lot of you have seen them. They'll be pre-cut around the edges. They'll have to put the stuffing in the middle, fabric on the top and the bottom, and then they'll just make ties all the way around the square. And I think this will be good where the older kids can help the younger kids, because kindergarten, first graders sometimes can't tie the greatest. So, yeah, but we won't watch a video that day because I think that'll probably take the full 20 minutes. So that's what we're gonna do the second day. And I'll have an example and go through it so that they can all see. Okay, day 3, God has the power to heal. This one, they're gonna make a bouncy ball. And so, again, you'll be sitting at your little stations, most likely on the floor, I'm thinking. Each child will get one of these little molds, and then they're gonna pour a packet. It's, I think, blue or purple. They get to choose the color. You pour the crystals into the molds, and then you'll pour, I think you pour water into here. I'm trying to think, I've done this once, but I can't remember. And then, or maybe you don't pour water into them, but you do soak them in a bucket for like 5 minutes. While they're soaking, we'll watch another video, so that's on day 3. So video on first and third day. And then once you take them out, they sit for a minute or so, and then you take the molds apart and they'll have a bouncy ball, and I'll tie it into the theme. And yeah, so they get to take that home with them. I'll probably have you like put these in your, they're carrying a bag. And that's one thing we'll have to work on is like these will probably go into a baggie, I'm thinking, with their names labeled. Then you can put them all in your bag and then hand them out when they go home. The pillows, I'll probably, you're not gonna wanna walk around with those. So I'll probably have to like deliver them back to your station in the worship center. I have to think through some of that stuff, but the main thing is gonna be making sure everything is labeled. So, and we'll have Sharpie markers and all that stuff, but just make sure all of your kids' stuff is labeled and it goes home with them. Okay, so that was day three. Day 4, God has the power to forgive. It's gonna be, and it won't look exactly like this, but this one's gonna be outside. And I'm gonna tie in forgiveness with soap and cleansing somehow. So they're gonna make these little, I don't know what you call these things, tube with fabric on the top. You'll have some buckets of Dawn soap and water, and you dip them in the soap, and then they blow through here, and it makes these long bubble tube looking things. And so that will be outside, Lord willing, it will be good weather. And so I think they'll have fun with that. And then they can take their little tube home and recreate it for their parents. I think they'll like that one. And then day 5, the last day, God has the power to love us forever. We're gonna make a cross with, this is an example of what Girls Life did this year. And it's gonna be on a board, but instead of a heart, it's gonna be a cross. And so they'll get some yarn. I will have the nails already in the shape of a cross. So then your job is going to be to help them tie on the yarn. Then they can weave whatever pattern they want. And they can pick different colors too. And again, I'll do one probably at the beginning just so that they can see and you guys can have an idea of, you guys did this, right? So maybe you guys can help me with this project. Anyway, so that's going to be the cross. And again, we can probably just label the backs of these, I'm thinking, with a Sharpie. Yeah, so I think just, we'd like to do the video the last day too, but I'm not sure that craft might take a little longer, or we could maybe play it while they're tying their yarn too. So we'll just kind of see how it goes and what the volume and energy levels like in the room. So, does anybody have any questions at all, or?
So they take the craft home each day?
Each day, besides that first day with the snow seeds. I was planning on them taking that home, but in reality, I'm not sure that's a great idea. So, so Monday we're thinking maybe no craft, take home. But you're gonna maybe talk about taking home something else.
Any
Okay.
other questions for Nicole?
Yeah.
Thank you,
If you
Nicole.
think of any details, then let me know.
Thanks, Nicole.
Awesome. So one of the things Nicole talked about, we mentioned, was crew bags. You are going to have, we ordered some, they're kind of like the Meyer reusable bags. And so each crew will have a bag to carry with you, so you can keep your attendance list in there. So you always have a list of who's supposed to be with you and their allergies. You will have, what says on here? Band-Aids, the map in your schedule, wipes, and anything you need to carry with you. So if you get a little thing at crafts, stick your kids in there so they're not playing with them and throwing them around and losing them around the church before they go home. So you'll kind of keep a bag with you the whole night as you walk around. All right, so back to the rest of the stations. So you'll do Bible Expeditions, Imagination Station, and then Glacier Games is the other rotation, the third rotation you'll go to. So that's another 20-minute rotation. That's on the grass, which is just outside here. So we'll go out by the cafeteria and around the playground and over here to the big grassy area. If it rains, this room is our backup spot for games. And those games, you'll get instructions when you arrive, just like crafts. We'll have them all sit in knee-to-knee circles so you can hear the instructions, and then they'll lead you in whatever game is for that evening. Again, participate with them. And then this year we decided we're taking a 3-hour-long curriculum and trimming it down to 2 hours and 15 minutes. So this year's snack is not its own rotation. We're going to send them home with snacks. So at the end of the night, as they leave, they'll grab a snack. There'll be tables of snacks at both exits. So you don't have to worry about trying to squeeze snacks in during other activities. We will have water available during games and snacks as they walk out. Friday night, though, we're going to have a special ice cream and popsicles dessert, and we're encouraging that to be for all family members. So people can come, linger, have ice cream, and hang out a little bit. So that'll be Friday's snack. Okay, so to the details. Oh, Nicole.
Do you know what games are each night or not?
I don't know which games they've chosen. They give you 3 options of games each night, and the games team's still working on that. So, yep.
So I have a question, Julie. As
Yeah.
far as releasing the kids to the parents to make sure that there's that connection of from you to the parents, how does that happen?
I'm about to get to that. Good question. Here we go on details. This is what you really need to know of how does this work, right? How are we getting to where we need to be? How does it work? So the crew bags, volunteer t-shirts. You're all going to get a t-shirt, the same t-shirts they were wearing, the Everest with the cool thing on the back. You'll all be wearing those and wear them every night, so you're identifiable. And then each night we want you to come just a little bit before so we can have a huddle. That was another thing we learned last year. We didn't have time to touch base with our leaders before each night and give you any updates or just connect. So on the first night, we want you to come at 5:15 if that's possible. We'll provide pizza on the first night for you guys, and come up to the kids zone, which is up the stairs in the lobby. And so we can pass out the rotations, answer any last minute questions, have pizza together, and pray before the kids come. And then the rest of the week, if you can come at 5:40, we'll do a 5-minute huddle in the kids zone just to connect, give you your paper and any updates we might have, figured out from night one, and then get ready for your kids. After your huddle, you'll get your crew list at the huddle, and then your crew number the first night. So right now I don't know which, if you're crew number 1 or 2. So you'll get that, and then you'll go into the worship center and find the sign with your crew number and stand by that sign. So dropping off and picking up. When kids arrive the first night, there'll be a big board in the lobby that will be alphabetical. You find your kid's name, and it'll say what crew number they're in. Kids will come, find their crew number, and then just come find you in the worship center with the crew numbers. Kids who have not pre-registered will be assigned to a crew, and they will arrive to your crew with a sticky name tag that has their name, the crew number they're supposed to be with, and any allergies they would have. When a child arrives to you and says, "I think I'm in crew 11," look at their name tag, make sure they are supposed to be with you, and then write them in on your clipboard so that we know. You'll have one sheet for the whole week that will say the list of kids and a sign in and out for every night. So they sign in with initials when they arrive, and you can mark them off like, "Hi parent, I'm so-and-so." Okay, you sign your kid in. At the end of the night, parents will come find them at their crews, and parents are supposed to initial them out. So we know you have your kid, and then then the parents take them to go grab their snack and leave. Any questions about that? Pretty similar to how we did it last year. Just make sure when a child arrives with a sticky name tag, that means they are a walk-in. They are from Providence. They don't know their way around. And make sure you write in if they have allergies and their name on your sheet. Nicole?
So are parents supposed to walk them into the leader and sign them in? Or what if the kids walk in without their parents?
We kind of said if kids can go find their crew to check in, that's fine. To sign out, keep your kids at the end though, to sign them out. Because especially Providence kids will just probably run in and find their crew number. So if parents want to walk them in, they're welcome to. Any other questions about signing in and out? Okay. turn your sheet over. So we are providing nursery in case any of you, only for volunteers kids. And you might notice we have a lot of the kids who are in the nursery are preschoolers, so we're going to try to bring them in for the large group so they can come in and be part of the singing and stuff, and then they'll be in the nursery. Fundraising for Nepal. I have made connections with Higher Grounds, which is an organization that works with groups in Nepal, and they're actually going to be doing some VBS programs for kids in Nepal this summer. And so we want to raise some money to go towards those kids in Nepal. One of my friends, Sarah Hogan, her sister-in-law is a missionary in Nepal, and said one of the biggest problems they're having right now is the kids don't have anything safe to do. Schools are closed from the earthquake, and the kids are really unsafe, and parents, if they're trying to go back to work, there's no place for the kids, and they're unsupervised. So we thought, what a great way for our kids to support other kids who really need help. On Monday night, I'm going to talk about it and try to show some pictures on the screen to tell the kids, about the earthquake and the kids that are in need over there. And then we're going to try to have them bring money and collect money to send over to Nepal for their programs for kids. So we'll have kind of a growing, that's still in creative planning mode of how we show the kids how much money we've collected to send over there, but it's a great way for us to do something missional with our kids.
Sorry, I keep adding.
No, Nicole.
It's just a side note for Nepal tie into the Everest.
Right, Mount Everest.
Why we chose it, because Nepal is at the base or
Yeah, Nepal is,
Everest or over there.
right, where the earthquake at Mount Everest happened. So we'll tie that in much more eloquently on night one. Right, thank you. All right, any more questions about details, logistics? We'll kind of, on night one at the huddle, we'll kind of tell you how to rotate. So where, what, one group's going out this way, one group's coming in this way. We'll have those details figured out a little bit more. But otherwise, I think we'll be good to go. So child protection policy. Our church has a very great child protection policy, the orange packet. If you have not been trained, I think Dawn's connected with you to watch the training that we created. We created a video. A few reviews for us. VBS is unique, so bathroom breaks are always the most hot topic for our policy. How do we take kids to the bathroom? And who needs to go? So who can tell me what ages do we have to walk to the bathroom? Anybody know? Oh, you're killing me. Pam.
Up to second grade, but over
Yeah.
summer, is it if they're entering second grade, can they go by themselves?
No. So it's through second grade.
Okay, so if they're entering third, then they can go by themselves.
Yep.
But if they're entering-
So entering third and older, they can go by themselves to the bathroom. And second grade and younger have to be escorted to the women's restroom. Our boys going into second grade don't appreciate going into the women's bathroom. They always try to sneak into the boys' one, but we cannot watch them because who takes them to the bathroom? Girls. The girls. Only females, 7th grade and older, can take children to the bathroom. So again, if you're a male and you're a leader, there will be extra helpers and other leaders in your group that's rotating. So we're going to try to find some people to be doing bathroom runs. So we'll figure that out as the night goes. If you're on a rotation and you want to just make a pit stop with your crew by the bathroom, go for it. But otherwise, we'll have to flag a female, 7th grade or older, to walk those kids to the women's restroom. Another thing to be aware of, though, if you have kids who are not from Providence, I would also escort them to the bathroom, at least for a little while, until you know that child a little bit more and you know they know where they're going. We don't want them to be just wandering around looking for the bathroom. We do have camp rangers who will be monitoring the building and the premises, but if they're not near, we don't want kids getting lost and just wandering. Paula.
I don't think that this was in the video, but so you have multiple kids in the group, boys and girls. We do have all the boys go in first, then they come out, and then all the girls go in.
Good question. Yeah. That's a good idea. If you have a group of kids and they're, first, second, I would definitely think that's a good idea. Let the boys go in first, keep an eye on that, and then have the girls go in. Because they're a little old to go to the bathroom at the same time.
But third graders.
But third through up can go to they can go to the men's bathroom. Yep. The one-on-one rule. We don't want to ever be one-on-one with a child where you're not in view of others. Protects you, protects the child. We always make that apparent. We strive to never be one-on-one where we're not in view of others. If you want to have a one-on-one conversation, pull them off to the side, but there's still other people around. So very important, especially at VBS. You're all over the place, and if somebody wants to have a conversation or you need to talk to somebody, I'm sure there'll be people everywhere. But just to keep that in mind, we always want to make sure, and physical touch is another thing. The little ones, they want to sit on your lap and be lovey a lot of times, and preschoolers, that's okay. This grade kids, we're not sitting in laps. We have to be conscious of how we're touching the kids. A lot of times, we want to hug and love on them, but some kids don't like that. And we need to be really aware of how we're touching children. And, it's arm on the shoulder, your arm over on their shoulders. Just trying to be aware of sensitive to any kid's needs and not be portrayed as inappropriate touch. So, always important. Emergency procedures. In the case of these, we have little cards that we keep with our name tags. In the case of fire, we exit and go to the corner of Ottawa and 35th. If you're in the sanctuary, if you're on the playground, we go to the back of the playground. In case of tornado, we go to not the bathrooms. The air conditioning unit is right above the bathroom. So we go to where my office is in the conference room if you're in this side of the building. Or if you're in the sanctuary, you go in the tunnel under the sanctuary. Creepy. But safe. So if you're in the sanctuary looking at the stage, to your left, that door in the corner is where the tunnel is. So you go down. Okay? And obviously, if there's weather happening, we'll be directing you. We always keep a radar going. So we'll be telling you where to go. We'll be ringing the yak bell. Get out of here. And then the last thing is first aid kits. We're going to send Band-Aids around with you because there's always a need for a little Band-Aid or apparent need for Band-Aids. And then, but if you have a need for a Band-Aid, make sure to let parents know. They cut their finger or whatnot. We have a full first aid kit right around the corner from the mailboxes downstairs. There's a big sign on the door. There's a defibrillator and first aid kit. There's also a first aid kit at the information center in the lobby. So if you need something, though, grab a hall monitor. Me, Katrina, will be floating, and we can help you out. Any questions about child protection policy? Good deal. We're almost done. The CDs you got, as Joel said, take them home, listen to them, have your kids listen to them. As families start registering, we're going to be handing those out to one per family. That's instead of t-shirts this year, we're giving away the CDs. That was another thing we learned last year. Kids really wanted to take home the music, and last year we weren't prepared to do that. So I think this will be really great for the families to have that as a gift. Any other questions about VBS? Awesome. All right, we will see you on Monday, July 13 at 5:15. And thank you so much.